If you don't know the name George Galloway, consider yourself lucky. Unfortunately, this is a man who has just been elected to the British Parliament. He's been elected to the British Parliament a few times previously, but he stood as an independent candidate and he won just now in a local by-election, constituency election. And this is a man who is a political extremist. He's far left perhaps on economic and social issues. But when it comes to Israel, he is not just, let's say, a fierce critic of Israel, but he is one of those who believes that Israel needs to be wiped off the map. So much so that he was in a debate with Elon Levy in the UK and Britain about 10 years ago, and he didn't know that Elon was Israeli. By the way, Elon is now, as I'm sure many of you will know, the spokesperson for the Israeli government today. But at the time, he was doing a debate with George Galloway, and George interrupted him during his speech, and he said, "Are you Israeli, Elon?" And he said, "I am, yes." He said, "Well, I don't debate Israelis, I don't recognize Israelis, and I won't debate them."
Only a peace treaty can provide a framework for enduring peace and security. I'm sorry, Mr. Galloway?
You said we. Are you an Israeli?
I am, yes.
I don't debate with Israelis. I've been misled. Sorry.
Racism? What? Racism?
I don't recognize Israel, and I don't debate with Israelis.
He's a human being.
This is a level of Jew hatred that is, let's just say, not just intense, but completely unashamed. You know, other people who are, let's say, on the extremes and certainly on the far left may try to hide it a little bit. He doesn't even hide it. This is a very, very sinister person. And after Galloway's victory just now, Douglas Murray tweeted a picture of Galloway meeting with Ismail Haniyeh, one of the Hamas leaders. They met, I believe it was in Gaza, and Galloway was awarded with an honorary Palestinian passport. This was a while ago, but this just goes to show how severely hate-filled George Galloway is. And I raised this in a video because not that I'd want to, raise more awareness about people like him, but the West does need to decide what it wants to do with regard to serious political extremism and hate and incitement, because they may talk a good talk. And the Prime Minister in the UK, for example, recently made a speech saying it's not acceptable for anti-Semitic chants to be shouted in the street or lit onto Big Ben as they were recently. You had From the River to the Sea, which is, of course, a genocidal chant. But meanwhile, we have a politician like Galloway being elected, and it's not quite clear what it is that is going to happen in terms of cracking down on this. But I wonder, should it be allowed that people can be members of parliament if they have such close ties to anti-Western, anti-Israel terrorist groups that are bloodthirsty and extreme and basically want to overturn the world into a Islamic theocracy? We need to decide, I think, in the West, what it is we want to do. Do we want to keep just maintaining the status quo? The problem with that is that political extremists will use the values of the West, freedom of speech and all the other values that we can think of, in order to destroy the West. That's what's going to happen. And that's what people like Sohail Ahmed, a former Hamas supporter that I interviewed a few months ago, said is what's happening. And in many ways, the radical Islamists and others are laughing at the West. They're thinking, you try to say that, oh, it's just a few of us and it's not really a problem to deal with. We just have to limit this. But really, they're kind of running rings around Western leaders and politicians. We basically are going to need to, I think, and I very much believe in the importance of free speech, but I think the West is going to have to set different parameters, different red lines, in order to curtail and deal with and be strong in the face of this kind of extremism and hate. Because Otherwise, it's literally going to destroy these societies. So I think it's a really big deal. It's a big deal that you have someone like Galloway in the British Parliament having such close ties to modern day Nazis. What do you think? What do you think about the freedom and free speech and its limits? I'd be interested to know your thoughts. Please comment and I'll have a look at them.